Everybody, what is up, and welcome to Rock Gamer, and welcome to my weekly recap where I talk about the past week's Rock Band 4, Guitar Hero Live, and we have Amplitude news this week as well. So let's get started with the Rock Band 4 news. So this week we had another set of DLC come out. Last week we had 80 singles. This week's it was 70 singles. So we had songs from Iggy Pop, we had songs from Robert Palmer, and we also had the Hollies. So I've done a full review of those songs. You guys can check out the review on my channel where I break down each instrument and tell you whether they're worth buying or not. Let's go into our other Rock Band 4 news of the week. We also had a new patch released for Rock Band 4 earlier this week. The patch fixes a bunch of issues with guitar compatibility. You can now have character stand-ins, as well as has fixed some audio support issues as well. So there's a full video I've done on what the patch fixes. It's down in the description box below. People in Europe also got the patch yesterday, but people in Europe are still not able to access their DLC. And this is something that's being picked up by a couple different gaming sites. We saw Kotaku had an article about it. There was another gaming site that talked about it, and I don't blame people in Europe for being frustrated. They were promised access to their old DLC. It's still not coming. People have to remember it's really Sony's fault who has dropped the ball on this issue. Hopefully this DLC does eventually show up, because those other DLC songs we had released earlier in the year for Rock Band 3 eventually showed up on the Europe store for the PlayStation 3. We also had Harmonix release a backdoor way of being able to download some of your old DLC. I know some people, including myself, have had the issue where I download DLC songs and they don't show up in my actual game, or I get like a no content found message. I found that this backdoor way didn't work, but they did talk about how to actually download the Blitz tracks, which I actually was able to do. So I put the link down in the description box below. We also had a new game arm announced from Harmonix called Beatniks. It's available on the App Store. It's basically like a Tamagotchi kind of game where you raise a pet and you're basically a parent to it. It's really unrelated to Rock Band or Guitar Hero or even any other past games they've made before. On to Harmonix's other title that they have in production right now. We got a little bit of an update regarding Amplitude. So we learned about some new track effects. There's going to be 2 new track effects they announced. They said there's going to be a new track surface, and then there's going to be a brand new track destruction. We also learned that one song in Rock Band 4, which is the song Recession, is actually going to be on Amplitude, and it will be playable in Amplitude. So if you guys have maybe not played Rock Band 4, maybe if you have, go check out Recession. It'll give you an idea of what the song sounds like. And then we also learned that people who help crowdsource the game, their physical rewards that they'll be getting are in production. So I've done a whole video on that. You guys can check that on my channel. There's some more information there. Let's go on to the Guitar Hero Live news of the week. Turning now to the Guitar Hero Live news of the week, we learned about some new premium shows that will be added or have been added already, as well as some new songs that will be added to the on-demand service from the previous premium shows. So we learned about 2 new premium shows. One's called Legendary Headliners. It features Fall Out Boy, Blink-182, Paramore, and they feature the song Sugar We're Going Down. We're going to see First Date, and then Monster by Paramore. And then we have another premium show called Pop Goes GHTV. That one features Believer by American Authors, Chocolate by the 1975, and Budapest by George Ezra. It's also important to note that people who are players who receive a gold award on the Pop Goes GHTV premium show will also unlock a special Paper Lady Note Highway as well. In addition to those new shows, the following songs, which were previously available in last week's premium shows, are now available on demand, and then we'll later see a release on the TV channels as well. So we'll see Stricken by Disturbed, Don't Stop by Foster the People, All the Rage Back Home by Interpol, Queen, We Are the Champions, Reptilia, The Strokes, Survivor, Eye of the Tiger. And if you've played any of those 6 songs I just mentioned, you don't have to worry about your scores, because the leaderboard scores are still there. So if you guys played the premium show, and then when the premium show's over, those scores don't get lost. So if you did really well, don't have to worry about it at all. Also got an idea of how well Guitar Hero Live is sold so far. So during an earnings call earlier this week, Activision revealed that Guitar Hero Live has outsold both Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock and Guitar Hero 5 during first week sales. So if you compare the first week sales of those 2 games separately, Guitar Hero Live has outsold those games. Now it's important to remember that Guitar Hero 5 and Warriors of Rock both came out towards the later part of the music genre dying, and but they were basically, Activision was saying that they were happy with the sales. They expect it to be a strong performer this holiday season. They said typically the average Guitar Hero Live player spends 2 hours a day on the game, so those are some interesting stats. Activision also announced some artists who will be coming to GHTV, some of which already have songs on the service. So we learned earlier this week that we'll be seeing more Judas Priest, Iggy Pop, Leon Bridges, Biffy Clyro, Rival Sons, Weezer, St. Vincent, Alice in Chains, System of a Down, Bring Me the Horizon. And they didn't really specify a timeline or say what tracks would be announced, but those artists will have more songs coming to Guitar Hero TV. We also learned that this weekend you'll have unlimited access to the on-demand section, so you won't have to pay for any of the songs. You'll have free access. You can sample whatever songs you want and enjoy, the free weekend of on-demand songs. So that does it for this week's news, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe for the latest Guitar Hero Live, Rock Band 4, and Amplitude news. Take care.